You are late. Hold this.
Hold up.
The front door slammed shut with a thunderous bang. Every window exploded open at the same time. A freezing wind rushed through the old mansion, blowing out the lantern in Father's hand. Darkness swallowed the room. Then came the laughter. Ha 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 ha! It echoed from every corner of the house. The children grabbed each other. Father's hands shook so badly that the lantern slipped from his fingers. I knew we shouldn't have bought this house, he cried. Outside, the villagers heard the screams and quietly shook their heads. They won't last until morning, one old woman whispered. Everyone in Odu Village knew this mansion. For 50 years, nobody had survived a single night inside it. Some families ran away before midnight. Some abandoned all their belongings just to escape. The villagers called it the House of No Return. Only one person didn't seem worried. Mama quietly placed her travel bag on the floor and rested her old wooden broom against the wall. She looked around the dusty sitting room and sighed. This place hasn't been cleaned in years. Upstairs, dozens of ghosts stopped laughing. Did she just complain about the dust? One little ghost whispered. The ghost captain frowned. Ignore her. She's pretending to be brave. The ghosts floated through the walls. Some had glowing blue eyes. Others wore torn ancient clothes. One had no feet. Another carried rusty chains that dragged across the floor. They surrounded the frightened family without making a sound. Father slowly turned around. His face became white with fear. There are ghosts. The ghost captain smiled proudly. Exactly. Suddenly, every ghost began floating around the room. The chairs lifted into the air. The table spun like a wheel. The curtains danced by themselves. The family screamed. The little boy hid behind Mama. Mama, they're going to kill us. Mama gently rubbed his head. No, they're only making noise. The ghosts stopped moving. What? One ghost scratched his head. Did she say, making noise? The ghost captain floated closer until he was only a few inches away from Mama's face. I have haunted this mansion for 100 years. Mama smiled politely. Congratulations. The ghosts looked at each other. Congratulations? The ghost captain blinked twice. Aren't you afraid? Mama looked him up and down. I've raised 4 children. You'll have to do better than this. The little ghosts gasped. One whispered, She compared us to children. Another ghost covered his mouth. I don't think I like this woman. The ghost captain growled. Enough talking. Operation Flying Furniture. Every ghost cheered. In seconds, chairs, plates, tables, and cupboards flew across the room. Father screamed and crawled under the dining table. The children covered their eyes. A heavy cupboard flew straight toward Mama. The ghost smiled. She can't dodge that. Mama calmly stepped aside. The cupboard crashed into the wall. Boom! She looked at the broken wood. Then she looked at the ghost captain. Who is going to repair that? Silence. The ghost captain looked confused. What? You broke it, so you'll fix it. One little ghost quietly whispered. She has a point. The ghost captain quickly turned around. Whose side are you on? My apologies, Captain. The captain clenched his fists. Fine. If furniture doesn't scare her, we'll use the whisper of doom. Immediately, every light disappeared. Cold air filled the room. Soft voices surrounded the family. Leave. Run. You will never escape. The whispers became louder and louder. Father covered his ears. Please stop.
The little girl began crying. Even the walls seemed to whisper. Only Mama remained calm. She listened for a few seconds. Then she raised one finger. "Excuse me." The whispers suddenly stopped. The ghost stared at her. "If you're going to whisper, at least speak clearly. Nobody understands what you're saying." One tiny ghost accidentally laughed. The ghost captain glared at him. Was that funny? The little ghost immediately covered his mouth. "No, Captain." Mama picked up her broom and leaned on it comfortably. "If you're finished playing, the floor still needs sweeping." Every ghost froze. The ghost captain slowly smiled. "Oh, so that's how this is going to be." He raised both hands toward the ceiling. "Prepare the spider room." The little ghosts cheered loudly. No human has ever survived the spider room. Even Father looked up in terror. What is the spider room?" The walls suddenly began to move.
The walls twisted as if they were alive. Thick black webs spread across the ceiling in seconds. Hundreds of giant spiders crawled out of every corner, covering the doors, the windows, and the furniture. Father jumped onto a chair. "Get them away from me!" The children screamed and held each other tightly. The little ghosts laughed until they rolled across the floor. This always works. The humans always run. The ghost captain folded his arms proudly. "Now, old woman, let's see you stay brave." Mama looked at the spiders for a long moment. Then she smiled. "Oh, good." The laughter stopped. "Good?" the ghost captain asked. Mama nodded. "I've been looking for helpers to clean the cobwebs." She pointed her broom toward the dusty ceiling. "You spiders are already up there. Start working." Every spider froze. One spider slowly turned around. Another quietly climbed back into a crack in the wall. Within seconds, every spider disappeared. The room was empty again. The little ghosts stared with their mouths open. The spiders ran away. The ghost captain shouted at the ceiling, "Come back!" Nothing happened. Mama sighed. Even the spiders know a clean house is better than a dirty one. The ghost captain's smile disappeared. Enough games. He snapped his fingers. The floor opened beneath the family. Dark smoke poured into the room. The house shook so hard that the windows rattled. A long hallway appeared where the sitting room had been. It was filled with tall mirrors from one end to the other. The little ghosts stepped back. The hall of mirrors. Father's voice trembled. "I've heard stories about this place." The ghost captain smiled again. "Each mirror shows your greatest fear. No one leaves with a smile." One mirror showed Father standing alone after losing his family. Another showed the children trapped forever inside the mansion. One showed Mama sitting alone in complete silence. Father covered his eyes. "I can't look anymore." The children began to cry. The ghosts laughed louder than ever. The ghost captain pointed at Mama. "Look at your mirror." Mama walked towards it without saying a word. Everyone watched. She stood in front of the mirror for several seconds. Then she smiled softly. "So that's your trick." She gently touched the glass. "Fear only grows when you believe it." Crack! A small crack appeared across the mirror. The ghosts gasped. Another crack spread across every mirror in the hallway. Crack! 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 Then every mirror shattered into thousands of glowing pieces. The hallway disappeared. The family was back inside the sitting room. The ghost captain slowly stepped backwards. "No, that's impossible." One little ghost whispered, "I think she's stronger than fear." Another ghost shook his head. "No, she just refuses to obey it." For the first time in 100 years, the ghosts looked frightened. Before anyone could speak, a loud horn echoed through the night. Boom! The mansion shook from its foundation. Every ghost immediately dropped to one knee. The ghost captain lowered his head. The ghost king. A freezing blue light entered through the front door. Heavy footsteps echoed through the house. Step, step, step. The ghost king appeared. He was twice the size of every other ghost. A glowing crown floated above his head. His voice shook the walls. "Who dares make my ghosts look weak?" The little ghosts pointed at Mama. The ghost king looked at her and laughed. "So, you're the brave one." Mama smiled. "And you must be their leader." "I fear no human." Mama calmly looked at his muddy boots. "They're dirty." The ghost king frowned. "What? You walked all over my clean floor." Father whispered, "Please don't make him angry." Mama ignored him. She picked up her old wooden broom. "There's a mop beside the kitchen." The ghost king burst into laughter. "You expect a king to clean?" "No," Mama replied with a gentle smile. "I expect a leader to set a good example." The room became silent. The little ghosts looked at their king. The ghost king looked at the frightened ghosts hiding behind him. For the first time in centuries, he remembered the words his own mother had once told him. A true leader serves before asking others to serve. His proud face slowly softened. Without another word, he picked up the mop. The ghost captain's jaw dropped. The little ghosts couldn't believe their eyes. One ghost quietly picked up a broom. Another grabbed a bucket. Soon every ghost was cleaning the mansion together. Father finally found the courage to ask, "Weren't you afraid?" Mama laughed softly. "Of course I was." Everyone stared at her. Courage doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means fear doesn't decide what you do. From that day on, the old mansion became the cleanest house in Odu Village. The ghost king proudly polished the windows every morning. The ghost captain swept the floors before sunrise. The little ghosts cooked breakfast, served tea, washed dishes, and even watered the flowers. People came from nearby villages just to see the famous haunted house where ghosts happily did house chores. And every new ghost that arrived with scary plans received the same warning. Whatever you do, don't make Mama pick up her broom. You won't want to miss the next episode. Next episode, Death Mistake. If this story made you laugh, smile, or reminded you that courage is stronger than fear, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Hidden Light for more unforgettable horror comedy stories. Also, tell us in the comments, if you lived in Mama's house, which chore would you ask the ghosts to do first?